Welcome to a fresh new season of Trending Now. I'm Haley Sawyer.
And I'm Eddie Sheehy, and we're here to give you the news that you would actually care about.
The whole summer was a good one for the movie industry, including this past weekend. Here's the movies by the numbers.
Over the Labor Day weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy dominated the box office for the third consecutive week. Its box office total has reached nearly $300 million. The only new wide-release film opening over the weekend was the faith-based film The Identical, which placed at 11th place, making only $2 million.
And while on any other weekend, a box office draw that low would be a bad thing, there's actually nothing to be concerned about. Experts say that the post-Labor Day weekend is always one of the worst of the year, and everything should be back to normal in the upcoming weeks as we begin Oscar movie season.
And that's absolutely true. This is always throughout the entire year a really bad weekend. But even that being, only having one new wide release in a week coming out of Labor Day and it coming in 11th place is still pretty bad. I don't know if the fact that it was faith-based hurt it at all. What do you think?
I've never even heard of the movie. Maybe it's a promotional thing.
It could be.
It's because promoting is such a huge part of movies.
It was supposed to be one of those God is Not Dead movies that came out earlier in the year. Those made a lot of money for faith-based movies. They're actually doing pretty good this year, and I think they were hoping Identical could round out the end of the year, but it just really...
Maybe DVD sales.
Hopefully DVD sales, because it's apparently going to lose about $10 million if it doesn't pick up by 50% next week. So.
Well, maybe this will be the end of faith-based movies for a little bit.
Could be. Maybe.
I don't know.
After
I guess
this year.
We'll see.
Could be.
But a not faith-based movie. It's the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters, and needless to say, there's been a lot of hype. But there's one thing in particular that's drawing a lot of attention. The all-new Ghostbusters movie is said to be in the works. And to make it even more interesting, it could include an all-female cast. Paul Feig is a potential director, and Melissa McCarthy is rumored to have a role.
Bill Murray, that's all right. Bill Murray said, quote, "It sounds great to me. There are a lot of women that could scare off any kind of vapor," end quote. Murray said some of his top choices would be Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Linda Cardellini, and Emma Stone. I don't want to say right off the bat that I think Bill Murray is correct, but that sounds like a good cast.
Is Bill Murray ever wrong, though?
I don't think so.
No.
No, but we've heard a lot about that, the new third Ghostbusters movie. I never thought of it with women. That could be interesting.
Yeah, that's a completely twist.
It doesn't sound like they'd be going one of those weird, let's revamp it in a real sexy way, because they're getting funny, real women like Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy in it.
Emma Stone.
That could be cool. Emma Stone.
She'd be hilarious. And she was so good in Zombieland, too. It's kind of the same style movie. I think it'd be really good.
She could be really good in it. You know who else would be good in it?
Me?
I was going to say Jennifer Lawrence, but things might be a little harder for Jennifer Lawrence here in a while.
Yeah, things could be a little bit tricky after what just happened.
Why? Because all those leaked celebrity nudes,
which we are about
to talk about now.
Nice. Reddit has officially ended the forum that originally was host to the Jennifer Lawrence nude photos. It took 6 whole days. Some people think that the forum was shut down not just because of the J-Law photos, but also because of photos of Olympian Michaela Maroney were found. It was a quote free speech issue, according to the Reddit CEO. I'm really having problems tonight. I'm sorry about that.
For sure.
Over 100 nude celebrity photos were posted on the forum, making it the biggest celebrity photo scandal ever. Reddit head honchos are encouraging users to think before they post.
This whole thing has been weird, I think, because it's such an invasion of privacy. Like everyone's just talking about the photos. And I hear a lot of arguments that it's oh, they deserved it. If you didn't want those photos up, you shouldn't have taken the pictures. But that just seems inherently wrong to me. It's their personal property still. It's like somebody stealing something from you and then posting it. I think it's a bad privacy issue.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean,
I don't think it's, and a lot of people do that. But if you did it on an actual photo, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. I don't know. It's a heavy topic. Let's move on.
Yeah,
This is bumming me out.
that's too serious for me.
All right. About 2 weeks ago, this one's still kind of heavy, California Governor Jerry Brown signed off on legislation that would more than triple California's film tax credits in an attempt to slow movie productions leaving from the state. While this might not seem like bad news for those of us here in Pennsylvania, this California tax credit could end up affecting the number of movies that are filmed here, which could result in a significant economic implication in our state. A lot of movies have been coming to Pennsylvania lately. We know that a lot from Pittsburgh. Tons of movies are filmed here in Pittsburgh. And the reason is because California is so much more expensive to film in. But with this new tax credit, it's almost easier for film companies just to stay there. And if they stay there, they're not coming here. If they're not coming here, we don't have the money. That could be bad.
Well, maybe there could be an East Coast version of Hollywood cropping up at some point.
I was hoping Pittsburgh,
Some
but
sort of indie thing
maybe that's
going
not
on.
the
Start
case
small.
anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
There's still time.
There is still
Good time.
time. All right.
Now on to something that deserves a movie of its own sometimes, the police blotter. Last week, Residence Life reported a loud party in Washington Hall. Upon arrival, officers found that there was alcohol present. All parties were cooperative and advised that this incident will be sent through Judicial Affairs for judgment. The case is now closed.
Animal House? Maybe. There was an accident on campus. A vehicle lost its brakes going down the campus drive, drove up onto the hillside, and then it came to a stop. The vehicle was towed and taken to a garage. No damage was done to the vehicle or to university property during this incident, and the case is closed. No word yet if they're going to make Fast and Furious 7 on this, though.
Well, at least they didn't hit a building
Could have happened.
like last year.
That would have been... I couldn't have made the Fast and Furious jokes at that point. That would have been tasteless.
Yes. And things got a little bit violent at the Island Sports Center last week. One juvenile struck another one while at public skate at the ISC. Both parties were spoken to and no one wished to pursue charges on each other. A report was written and both parties were advised to have no further contact. The case is closed.
Well, I mean, I can't actually think of a movie, though, to make a joke about that. Should we think about it during a break?
We could think about it during the break.
All right.
Coming up after the break, we'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly with our silver screen tops and flops list.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
And we're back. this summer had some great movies, but there were also some not so great ones. So we kindly named this segment Tops and Flops of 2014. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to talk about best movies and the worst movies of the summer. I spent a lot of time at the movies this summer. This is just my opinion, and we didn't put these in any order because we don't want to seem like jerks who put movies in order.
Yeah.
Because we're just saying these were what we liked the
Yes,
best.
and we don't want to offend anybody.
Nobody's going to get offended by this list, hopefully. All right, so one of the top movies of the summer, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Guardians of the Galaxy. I enjoyed this movie a ton. What about you?
I mean, being a female, I enjoyed it a little bit.
I thought it
but
was
what-
really
what got-
female-friendly. Come on, you got a tree that's like all nice.
I did like the tree and like the
Fruit.
firefly. When he gave the little girl the flower, that's
See?
my favorite part. But for me, it wasn't really the movie, but the soundtrack really got me.
Yeah.
How he had all like
All
the
the good-
mixtapes. A lot of people are saying it's like a mixtape revival movie at this point,
it
which
pretty
is
much
really
is.
cool.
But you didn't think it was female-friendly. I thought it was Zoe Saldana
It was,
as
but it was
Gamora, and she's
definitely,
like
like-
kicking butt everywhere.
I thought it was meant for like
Come
guys
on.
to embrace their inner 12-year-old.
All right, I can kind of see
Yeah.
where you're coming from. I just like the ridiculousness of
I
the whole
didn't not
movie.
enjoy it. I liked
Okay.
it. I did like it.
I like the whole ridiculousness. I mean, you have a tree and a raccoon and an alien and a human and another alien,
And
they're
Batista?
fighting other aliens. Yeah, Batista was in it, and actually, I know a lot of people gave him crap. I really liked him. He was my favorite part of the whole movie.
I thought he was
He couldn't take. He didn't know metaphors, and it's so funny to me.
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
he's like that in real life too, honestly.
He might be like that in real life. He might be like that in real life. Another one that I really enjoyed, this might be my favorite, was Godzilla. I thought everything about Godzilla was just perfect.
CGI.
The CGI,
Fully
was
CGI.
amazing. Godzilla like looked classic, and he was big, and I appreciate big things. He was big, and he like just had this awesome roar, and he spit fire, and they came up with Mutos, which was a new monster you never saw before. I could talk about that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's really
for
easy to come
hours.
off as tacky when you try and do a
With
remake.
huge monsters.
Yeah, it can be very easy, especially with something like this where the original was so legendary. It can be kind
And
of
it-
hard. Or
I think they
hard
did
to
good
pull off.
though. 1999 was a wreck for Godzilla, but I think this one did pretty good. I don't know.
I think so too.
All
I
right,
agree.
another one I really liked, Planet of the Apes. I'm a huge like Planet of the Apes nerd, so I really appreciated this movie for like all the throwbacks, the original 1960s, Charlton Heston, Planet of the Apes. They used a lot of the same instruments to do the soundtrack. They used a lot of the same angles, shots, and there's a lot of cool, like just fun throwbacks to it. And that's another one where the CGI was great.
Yeah, great CGI. Great connections
Yeah, I mean, like
with the
it's
audience.
people being monkeys, and then you have to look at the monkeys like they're people, and you're like, that monkey.
And you forget that they're monkeys.
You forget that they're monkeys. But the hard thing I think sometimes was watching it, and I was like, this is Andy Serkis. I was like, Andy Serkis is so good. And sometimes I wasn't able to escape into like, oh, Caesar's awesome. I was like, Andy Serkis is boss. I don't know. So that might have been my problem. All right. Comedies.
Switching gears.
Comedies can be hard, though. But I think one of the best comedies this summer easily was 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street.
We got the pairing. 21 Jump Street. Did you like 21 Jump Street?
I did like 21 Jump Street.
Everyone liked
Thought it was
20. What
funny.
did you think of 22 Jump Street?
I thought it was very similar to the first one, but I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Exactly. It's almost the exact same movie. I mean, same story, but the fact that they play it up, that's why it works for me. The fact that they make fun of it and that it's always, the same jokes and they know it's the same jokes. I love that. And I like being able to see Jonah Hill like as kind of like the art student, and it's so
Yeah.
funny. And I think there's
Yeah.
some truth into how they play college kids in that movie. Like, I don't know. Then finally, let's go. I hate talking about flops because I always hate being mean to movies. All
Well,
right?
just be gentle.
All right, I'll be gentle. All right, we'll get two out of the way. Tammy and A Million Ways to Die in the West. I put them on the flops list because they didn't live up to my expectations. But the one movie over the summer that was absolutely terrible and I will never in my life say is good, and I'm being nice, Haley, I'm being nice, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I didn't even see it, honestly. I didn't.
Good. You shouldn't have
I had
seen
no
it
desire.
because I was really afraid, and it's happening. People went to see it, and producers thought, oh my gosh, this means it's successful. Well, let's make another one.
They're
And
making another one.
There's going to be so many more of them. I hate ending on news like that. Oh,
Megan
well.
Fox.
No, she didn't even save it. She didn't save it. Coming up after the break, we got some great stuff, I assume.
Yeah.
We got an
Social media
Eddie's
things.
Corner. We have an Eddie's Corner, so we'll see you right after the break.
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, "You have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet." You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
And now it's time to move on to what is probably my favorite part of the show, Eddie's Corner. But this time we're going to have a huge announcement for you guys. Eddie, over to me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is going to be Eddie's Corner for like 30 more seconds. As I'm sure you can tell because of the rest of the show, I got bumped up to host, which means somebody else had to take on Eddie's Corner. I found Ian here. It's now going to be Ian's Corner. I promise he's going to do a lot of the same fun stuff I did. It's just going to be in a smaller body. And I'm a very symbolic person, so I thought that I would pass the torch of Eddie's Corner on to Ian. Ready?
All right, I got it,
This
man.
is the most important thing. Good luck,
I got it.
Ian, with my corner.
Hey, I'll never let this go.
Don't let it go ever. Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. Hey, thanks a lot, man. All right, I'm Ian Kidd, and this is Ian's Corner. Here we go. This is my friend Matt Merlino, and today we're going to talk about our favorite sports movies of all time. You ready, Matt?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
do it.
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
All right. So I'm going to play the sentimental favorite, a football player myself, Friday Night Lights. It's a story about a high school football team in Texas, the Permian Panthers, and they go all the way to the state championship and fall 1 yard short. Matt, what's your favorite sports movie?
My favorite sports movie, Miracle. I love hockey, and I think the best hockey is Olympic hockey. So obviously, the U.S. winning gold over, it was actually Finland. They beat Russia in the semis, and that was like the biggest upset. So can't go wrong with Miracle.
Funny guy at my core. You'll find that out in the next couple weeks. Adam Sandler's my man. We got to go with the water boy, sticking with the football theme. He loves his mama very much. Matt, you're up.
Yeah, Adam Sandler is also my guy. I know a lot of people don't like him, but Happy Gilmore is one of my favorite movies, along with Billy Madison, but that's for another time.
Hit that ball.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore is just a classic. If you've never seen Happy Gilmore, you need to watch it. Like, it's great. It is so
Movie
good.
night, anytime you want. All right, lastly for my list, we're going to get into the basketball world, play a little basketball. Will Ferrell leads a ragtag group of guys in a semi-professional basketball league, the movie called Semi-Pro. You need to check it out. Matt, what's your last pick?
I just want to build off of Semi-Pro. I think my favorite character in that movie is Vakitis.
Oh.
He's so funny. But my last movie is Sandlot, because Sandlot is
Classic.
just a classic. There's no baseball movie, in my opinion, that even rivals Sandlot. So, like, Squints is just probably one of my favorite characters of all time. He's so funny for a little kid. Like, have you ever seen Freaks and Geeks? Mm-hmm. He was the bully in that show.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we're getting culture here on Ian's Corner, and there is more to learn. Stay tuned every week. Matt, thanks a bunch, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Back to you guys.
So weird thing about Miracle, it's
Yeah.
very strange that that comes up because there's a real weird coincidence. Bob Sutter, who was
Okay.
on the Miracle on Ice team, passed away today, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
He's the first one on the team, not counting Herb Brooks, but he's the coach.
All right,
So
well,
he's the
that's-
first player.
That's sad. But I'm going to be
Yeah.
a jerk right now to Ian. Where was Blue Mountain State on that? Because Blue Mountain State is probably the best representation of college football in the entire universe. Nothing has ever beat it. And it's great that we're talking about that and movies today because they're making a Blue Mountain State movie.
Yes,
I cannot
yes.
wait. I hope it's 3 hours long and it's just Thad Castle talking the whole time. And that's all I want. And, you know,
Yeah.
and they did a Kickstarter for that.
Yeah,
which is
I heard
super
some of the
cool.
prizes were pretty good. You could get a shot glass if you donated money.
They had like beer pong tables and T-shirts and
That's
like
great.
all kinds
People
of cool
love that
stuff.
stuff.
I almost donated and then I looked and I was like, oh, it's being funded already. I'll just go watch the movie. What's your favorite sports movie though?
I really like The Blind Side.
The Sandra Bullock Blind Side. That's not what I would pick for my favorite sports movie, but
What is your favorite sports movie?
We Are Marshall. It's like I think
See, that's so
it's such a like it pulls on the heartstrings,
So does
you
The
know, like
Blind Side.
plane crash. Yeah, but Blindside's like, look at me, I'm Sandra Bullock. I can act for 2 hours like I'm a mom, and then We Are Marshall is like, you know, like fighting through. Their teammates are dead, and like all these
It's
conflicts.
sad. It's maybe that's why it's not my favorite because it's so sad.
I like sad movies though. It's good. I think it's drama. I think that happens a lot with like sport. Like recently, like $1 Million Arm that came out over the summer. That was a Disney movie. It followed like that same Disney like, oh man, they're like down and out, but they'll get back up there.
Yeah.
And like We Are Marshall, I feel like, I mean, I know it's based off a real story, but it's like so real. And I love when they make sports movies into dramas. You know, I think that turns out the best when they don't want to make it a feel good. you know?
Yeah.
All right. You take this, Haley. You're steering the ship. I'm just
All right.
living in it.
Here we go. Now it's time to move on to what is probably. Actually, we
That's
read
not
that
true.
already.
We did read that
We
already.
read
That's
that
all right.
already.
That's all right. You're not a really great captain. You're not a great captain.
That is my
We're going to
fault.
go to the social media desk, and we're going to hear from our new social media correspondent, Hannah Smith.
Don't
We'll be
listen
right
to me.
back.
Don't listen to anything I say.
Not a word.
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, you have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet. You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the art.
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit americansforthearts.org.
Hey everyone, I'm here to break down the latest trends on Twitter and Facebook this past week. So yesterday was a huge day in social media world. Okay, so a video was released of Ray Rice punching his fiance but now wife. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to get out from under your rock and get on Twitter and Facebook because this was everywhere. So yesterday on Facebook and Twitter, Ray Rice, the NFL, the Ravens, they were trending everywhere all day. But Ray Rice has been cut from Baltimore Ravens since the video has been released. With this video becoming viral, another hashtag for the history books started and is still trending now. So if you see on the screen, I have hashtag why I stayed. And women from everywhere took, and also men, took to their Twitters and just started tweeting out why they stayed in their abusive relationships. And you can see here that she's just sitting on a bench, but anyhow, they divorced but they didn't want to. I don't know why, but if you ask me, I wouldn't be with the man who beat me, but anyhow. Then we also had another big trend on Facebook, and it was Apple Live, because guess what? Today, Apple released the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus, and also the Apple Watch. And these trends shot to the top, and they are still trending, and they are everywhere. They're on Facebook and Twitter. On another note, one of my favorite bands, Fall Out Boy, released a new single called But anyhow, guys, sorry about that. We also had the royal baby coming up. So that was one of the best things ever. I'm so excited because they're going to have a spare to the heir baby, as everybody's calling him, which is a little bit harsh, but you know, it's kind of true, because if the first one dies or abdicates the throne, he's going to be getting it. But anyhow, we also had something last week, which is my favorite, and don't kill me, guys, Frozen. I could talk to you all day about Frozen because it's my favorite movie, and I just love it. Who doesn't love Princess Anna and her Frozen friends? But anyhow, guys, why don't you come up here?
Great. That was a lot of hashtags and trending stuff.
Yeah.
I really,
to the air.
I love the spare to the
That's
air
what a lot
thing.
of people
That's
are
hilarious.
calling him, the spare to the air.
I mean,
well, I mean, if you look at Prince William and Prince Harry, the younger one is personally
Right.
my favorite.
Click on a picture of her. She's pretty.
She is
that?
gorgeous.
Is that
Very
the new
pretty.
baby?
And she like just had,
Is that the new baby?
no, it wasn't born
No,
yet.
this is
was the
George.
announcement.
I
Is
read
that
somewhere that they're going to name him possibly Fred.
Why Fred?
I don't know. They just said that was something they've talked
Prince
about, but they're
Fred?
freaking out over the names.
Fred.
Because you have to put a title with that, you
Well,
know?
if the baby's not born, why are they worried about the names already?
I don't know. But
What if
who
it's a
would-
girl?
Well, why would
It
you
could
want?
be, I hope it is a
could.
girl.
Could be
That
a
would be
princess.
nice.
Because they
But
need a princess.
that's something
They
really
will name
important.
it Anna or Elsa.
Oh, I'd love that.
You would love
I
that.
would love that.
You would love that.
I'd probably move to the UK for that.
No.
You can't do that because you have to work the social media desk.
Oh, yeah.
You could be our international correspondent.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We can take hashtags international.
No, let's not do that.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. Follow us on Twitter at RMU Trending Now, and you can rewatch your favorite episodes on rmucenturymedia.com.